Hello, craft beer friends, and welcome to Season 10, Episode 10 of Tap to Craft Podcast. I am Denny Luce coming to you from Boise, Idaho, and my partner in craft, the dog whisperer, and my favorite Florida man from Tampa, Florida, Mr. Kris McKenzie. How are you doing tonight, Kris? And of course, what's in your glass?
Well, I started out before jumping on the recording by having a nice soothing cough drop, which was
Okay.
which I was also told should pair well with most stouts, Joel.
Not.
And in my glass tonight, I am enjoying a lighter beer for the evening, a little bit of Marker Light from Marker
Kris is
48.
frozen up, man.
I knew it. It's Kris. It's
Damn
not me.
it.
Thank God.
It's okay. So you're enjoying
We
some
love you
Marker
anyway.
Light. How does
Yes,
that
Marker
pair
Light.
with eucalyptus?
This is not too shabby. Not too shabby. The cough drop is gone, and
Okay.
and the beer is just going to make it better.
Okay. Okay. We can do that. Well, Kris, if you can stay on the air, why don't you introduce our guest tonight?
Well, I think our guest really doesn't need an introduction unless it's someone's first time listening to us. It's the beer baron himself,
Beer Baron.
Joel
Hi, guys.
Bigham.
Wait.
And
Oh,
Kris
never mind.
locked up again.
God
Since Kris
damn it.
locked up, I'll go ahead and wait. He's blowing you a kiss. Oh wait, his fingers back. Okay. We can see you, Kris.
Oh.
Well, since Kris locked up, it's the Beer Baron, Mr. Joel Bigham. How you doing tonight, Joel?
I'm doing great, Denny.
Big
Thanks for having me.
ham.
I really appreciate it. Good to be here.
Well, it's great to have you back because we always have a good time chatting. And the last time that you were on the show with us, we had a little bit of mishap during the recording. Do you remember that?
I do.
It's one of our
I do.
YouTube videos.
I spilt my beer right before we started recording all over my desk and all over my keyboard, and
You
my
were in
camera
distress.
went up in the air. Oh gosh,
That
it
was
what
episode
we-
195, if anybody's
195. Wow, it was almost 2 years ago. That was over 2 years
Episode
ago.
195.
Yeah. Maybe not quite 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. But yeah,
So wait, what episode is this? You said it's season 10,
240.
episode
This
10.
is episode 244.
244.
Wow. Damn, you guys are prolific.
Yeah, we're doing good. But hey, we wanted to bring you back
Thanks. It's average, but yeah.
because we understand that you just opened up a new venue and we want to hear all about it, but don't talk about it now. We're going to save that for the brew buzz. We're going to keep everyone interested to find out what your new venture is all about and how, and you know, how like you talked about this venue on our last episode. So now it's been almost 2 years and you're finally open. So we're glad for that. I know Kris has been there for your soft opening. So I like to hear his comments when we talk about it as well. And of course, we just want to find out how you're doing. But before we get into that, what's in your glass?
So, as the representation of the only establishment in Ybor City that you can get a full liter of Barriehaus
Oh,
export Tampa export lager, because they don't do liters at their spot, which by the way is a simple, maybe 4 blocks from here, like two over. I gotta cheers to them and give them this is the liter you can't get at Barriehaus. Tampa
Okay.
export lager.
All right. So 40 ounces. That's about a 40 ouncer, right? No, 38
A
ounces.
liter is approximately
33
66
ounces. Is it?
Well, right, because
33.3.
oh no, you're right.
Is
33
16.9.
point. Sorry, 33.6 or something like that.
Okay.
You're right, Kris. Sorry.
Okay.
I was doubling the double.
So
Don't
you
double the
offer a
double.
2 liter version too?
I could definitely get my hands on some 2 liter boots. That might be fun.
Okay. All right. Well, we won't. I'll save my questions about your sizing of your beers for the main event.
For the after show?
Yeah, for the after show. Yeah, for the main show,
Wink,
the main
wink.
show. But I thought that because you always like drinking your beers out of 1 liter big giant mugs because that means less trips to the tap, right?
I mean, we were discussing before the show, Kris and I, right? You're going to drink 2 beers. If you go into an establishment like
Yeah.
Barriehaus
Yeah.
Brewing, and they brew mostly lager type beers that are mostly under 5%. I very highly doubt you're going to walk in and have just one beer. If you want two different things, that's good for you. But if you want one thing, like having two beers at once is advantageous. Yes, less trips to the bar. I'm all for it.
Okay. And the problem is some people like me, and maybe you as well, we've grown to appreciate beer even when it gets warmer. So a 1 liter pour isn't the worst thing because I'll still drink it when it warms up. Do you think that other clientele that come visit you might have a problem with that 1 liter, or does everyone order 1 liter when they come?
I wouldn't say everyone. I would say it's a little bit viral. When you see one, you feel like you need to have one.
You need to have one too. You need to be part of the group.
Peer pressure.
I would say that there is pressure to drink it a little bit more quickly so that it doesn't get warm. Now, I agree with you, Denny. By the way, I like your commentary. I do think that, especially these beers that are especially German, especially well done German beers, they can get warm, and I'll drink half the, whatever. I don't care. I'll drink the warm beer. It's not as good as it was when it was cold, but it's damn good. I'm certainly not going to pour it out. So I don't have much of a problem with it. I get the 1 liter. Again, I like holding this big glass. Like there's something kind of manly and masculine about this. I feel like a Viking or something. I don't know. It's there's something to it. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say this is I know we've now made it, guys, because we've had 2 likes on this episode right now just on Facebook, and one was Maurice Ryman from Marker 48. The other one was Dave Doble from Tampa Bay Brewers. We made it. We made it.
All right.
We're celebrities now. What's up, everybody?
First 2 likes.
Kris froze again. Jesus Christ. Kris is it's like Anna, Elsa, and Kris.
Yep.
You get that?
I knew.
No laughs there?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Let it
frozen dad joke?
Let it go.
I won't, because you're freezing.
I know. I should have just restarted my computer earlier, and
that's okay.
I wonder if I can get away with it.
No, if you restart, it's over. We're done. So let's just keep rolling. But hey, we've been chatting.
He's fine.
We haven't even started the show yet. So let's get this show started. But before, I always want to let anyone new listening to Tap to Craft podcast know what we're all about. We are an educational podcast. We focus around celebrating all things craft beer because we want to assist you, our listener, along in your craft beer journey and adventures. And you are listening to episode 244, recording on Monday, November 27th, 2003? No, 2023?
Let's do the time warp again.
And we are live on Facebook. If you'd like to join us during our recording session, you can do that on the Monday prior to release, which at 8:30 Eastern time. And in this episode, we're going to talk to Joel Bigham, and we're going to learn about his new venue, Trellis at Buchman in Ybor City, Florida, as well as having some great beer conversation along the way. And Kris and I would like to thank all of our Patreon supporters because this episode is brought to you in part by our satisfied Patreon supporters like Mike Allen, Bill Schlemmer, Kevin and Amanda Argauer, Mike Blanchard, Tara Carlson, Jim Kussel, Alex Fuchs, Mark Reedy, who are our virtual producers, and Tom Byrne, Jeff Styler, Johan Halberg, Chalamasa, Mark Church, and Eric Groundley, who want to buy us a virtual beer. If you enjoy the content we provide, we invite you to support the show by toasting your host or buying us a virtual beer or even becoming a virtual producer. You can explore the options on our support page by visiting patreon.com/taptocraft. Okay, Joel, what have you been up to in the last 2 years? What's been keeping you busy? Have you done any nice trips? Have you gone to Germany or anywhere to drink some beer? I know you've been working on getting this venue started, but is there anything else in your life that's happened since COVID?
Honestly, it's been kind of funny how any 3 months that you would have asked me, I would say I'm going to be open in 3 months. The way that this process has gone.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty common. I think I'm just a newbie, but I think what happened to me is what happens all the time. And that is no one really is going to give you dates because they don't really know the dates, because sometimes things take longer than they should. And so I think people stop promising dates. And as many times as you ask for dates, you can't really hammer anything out. And then you start to talk to them and they're like, well, if everything went really well, it would be bop, 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 and you'll be open in 3 months. So like at any point in the process where you find like yourself stumbling, you get to there. So it's like there wasn't much else to do. I was focused on this place very much.
Okay.
I did not get to travel anywhere. No,
traveling.
It was certainly a saving. Listen, I mean, the shortest story I can tell you is that I've been paying rent here for well over 16 months or something like that. So, yeah, it's been a really long slog, and it's not been a ton of travel and excitement. It's been a lot of minutia and roadblocks and interesting surprises. And I mean, how else to phrase it, right? Like without complaining, it was a very difficult process, and I'm still not even done. So, I mean, we can talk about that in a minute, but there's still like a lot more to come here that I wasn't even able to accomplish yet.
Okay. Well, how about beers you've been drinking? Have you come across any special beers since we've chatted that maybe our listeners haven't had a chance to try, but you were lucky enough to come in contact with something special? Or are you just drinking all your favorite Barriehaus and Coppertail and
you know what,
Tampa Bay beers?
Denny, you're actually giving me a good idea for a shout out, because what I can do, there's two things that I drink the most often in all seriousness because of the proximity to Trellis. One, two, 3 doors down from me is a place called Zydeco Brewworks. Zydeco Brewworks, the head brewer, his name is Paulie. Paulie comes from the Iron Hill network of brew pubs up in the Northeast. Paulie is a seriously accomplished lager brewer. So I can go over there. I get Ybor Premium. It's his #1 beer. He runs out of it all the time. It's super crispy, like front of the tongue. Really awesome beer. They sell liters over there, by the way. Thumbs up to Zydeco. So you can go over there and get a liter of Paulie's amazing lagers, which is, again, 3 doors down, which is an awesome thing. He is not in distribution, so it's not something that you guys can regularly find in market or anything. But if you travel to Tampa and you want to go somewhere, they have excellent food and amazing beer. So that's stop #1 in Ybor City. Stop #2, that is, it flies under everyone's radar, Tampa Bay Brew Co. David Doble, he liked the video, right? For everyone who doesn't know, David Doble is one of the co-owners of Tampa Bay Brew Co. They headquarter in West Chase, but they have a brew pub here in Ybor City. The head brewer at the brew pub in Ybor City is named Doug Clark. Doug Clark is a Siebel trained brewer who faithfully recreates European styles. He pays a lot of attention. He's a super bright guy. He cares a lot about beer. Man, he is doing such a great job over there. I'm over there all the time. I just had who makes this beer? Tell me. It's a nitro brown ale. It's like an English brown. It's like,
was it the jacket?
8%.
Wasn't it something? The name was something jacket.
Apparently,
it's
like named after their friend Matt, who's this British guy that they hang out with. It's like one of his nicknames. I don't know. This beer is Bramble. God, I'm so close. Anyway, listen, this beer is to non-beer nerds. I bet you they're like, nah, it's whatever. You drink this beer, Denny, there is so much nuance to this beer. It's really well done. It's a really nice nitro beer. Like, Doug is premier. So those are really the two things that I get to enjoy. I think that most people don't go out of their way to find or see what's going on with.
Okay. Well, nice. Yes. I mean, Zydeco, that's not the one you helped build, is it, Kris?
No, that was up in Zephyr Hills.
Oh, okay, Zephyr Hill. That's right. All these Z.
There's a lot of Z's here in Florida.
Yeah. A lot of sleepers.
I mean, it's the land of the old people, right? It's the ZZZ sleepy people.
That's right. That's right. I just remembered. I forgot to say what I was drinking because I got so excited about Joel. I'm drinking this year.
Oh, it's that time.
Somebody clip that shit.
Jubelale. I've already drank. I drank a couple 6-packs before I got the 24-pack at Costco. I'll probably get at least one more 24-pack because this beer is just my go-to for winter.
Who makes it?
Deschutes.
Deschutes. Sure, of course. Yeah. Sorry,
Come on, man.
The label.
Come on. I know.
Well, we don't get Deschutes here, so the label isn't familiar at all.
I wish.
The label changes. This is a new label every year. That's the one thing they hire a artist and they paint a picture for the artwork. It's new every year. It's always a different one. So
Nice. And what's the style again, Denny?
it's a winter warmer.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like those multi things, right?
Goes good with cough drops.
Yeah, I like malty. It says it's a festive winter ale. Wait, what did I like, Kris? I missed it.
No, I legit told him that dark beers go good with cough drops. It's a good one. I was thinking more Ludens, right? Like if you had like a cherry stout from Bell's, they get like medicinal, right? Those like cherry things that get medicinal. So I just figured it would go nicely.
You'd figure I'd learn from prior experience, though. Every time we talk about I get a cold or something, I drink beer and I feel better.
Okay, can I give you a confession? You should have like a confession booth, I think.
Okay.
I got a good confession for you because I was walking around today and I was really like, I'm just always stressed out because of this place and whatever's going on. I don't want the violin to play for me or anything, just a little framework for you. So I'm walking around the store, right? I'm walking around the store and I'm like, I'm just like uptight and I'm like annoyed. And I go out to lunch and I go to Tijuana Flats and I have shout out to Tijuana Flats. I get the 3 tacos and I have 2 beers, and the 2 beers were a Corona, which is like water. Okay. I felt so much better. Like suddenly I was like, I mean, I was focused.
You were hangry.
Not worried so much about, well, I was obviously hangry before that, but I think that the beer kind of took the edge off of the stress or whatever. It really does. It's a thing, Kris. So if you're sick, have a couple of beers. Take the edge off your sickness too. I
got 2 more.
Good. Don't let the cough drop deter you. Was it a Ricola? What are we talking about?
Oh, we went straight
Ricola.
up Halls, as strong as you can get it.
Wow.
I like them
You're doing
thick.
the thing. You might as well have a cigarette.
Let me tell you something.
Somebody
some
clip that
beers,
shit. Look,
some
there's 2
beers and
clips
some
already.
Halls. It's breakfast for you.
Guys, this thing just started like 15 minutes ago. There's 2 good clips already.
Don't worry, I already have them marked where I need to pick them up.
Okay, so let's move into another off topic, because Joel, it seems like you've just been wrapped up in this whole business thing, so has been pretty boring for you.
You're not wrong. Listen, I've been exercising and working on this place. That's all.
Oh, good. Exercise is good. That's good. You got to keep that body in shape for all those young women that you're out there in Tampa.
I mean,
walking down Ybor City.
I got to keep my body in shape so that my mind stays in shape. Really.
True.
That's the secret.
All right. So I have a side topic, something that I decided to bring up on the show. I try to keep the show focused around beer, but because we have a lot of listeners that enjoy music as well, I have a music topic that I wanted to talk about because I enjoyed this little podcast that I'm going to talk about here. So this podcast is new. It just released its first episode in October, end of October, and they're doing supposedly monthly releases. Now, if you have Audible or Amazon Music,
okay,
which is what I have, you can get all 8 episodes right now and listen to the whole thing right now. But if you don't, it'll be released on Spotify and Apple and any of the other podcast apps once a month. So I think the next one's going to be released here soon. But I've listened to all 8 episodes, and I'll tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed all of them. And what the podcast is called is Class of '88 with Will Smith. And I'll just read what he has on the summary of the podcast and let you guys, let's talk about whether it's something you guys might want to listen to or not. And I can talk about my insight on it. I have listened to all 8 episodes, so I obviously enjoyed it. So it says, in the U.S., hip-hop reigns as the genre that influences every aspect of our culture. From fashion to film, the dominance of this prolific sound can be traced back to one year, 1988. From Public Enemy to the Fresh Prince, these 12 months gave rise to the superstars and styles that still resonate in songs released today. Through the unique perspective and personal experiences of Will Smith, Class of '88 reveals milestone moments, albums, and artists that inspired a sonic evolution and secured 1988 as hip-hop's most important year. Rich with archival material, new interviews, with hip hop's biggest stars and personal recollections from Will himself. Class of '88 delivers fresh, untold stories from the year that hip hop overcame the forces that were hell bent on blocking its rise. This series features interviews and stories from the revolutionary artists that impacted that year and many more afterwards, including Queen Latifah, Jazzy Jeff, DMC, Salt and Pepper, Chuck D, Fab Five Freddy, Rakim, Slick Rick, DJ Red Alert, and Rick Rubin. Listen to Class of '88 wherever you get your podcasts. It says here also you can binge the entire series right now on Amazon Music app or Audible or monthly on other podcast services. First episode released October 25th. So, Joel, are you a fan of old hip hop or even new hip hop?
Absolutely a fan of both. I grew up in Philadelphia, so
Okay.
we were kind of early exposed
In West
the
Philadelphia?
radio. No, unfortunately not West Philadelphia, born and raised. In Medford is where I spent most of my days, in New Jersey. So South Jersey,
Yeah.
which is, so for those unfamiliar, Jersey is two states. There is one which is Philadelphia, New Jersey. There's another state which is New York, New Jersey. I'm from the Philadelphia, New Jersey. We were exposed really early to great hip hop. We were Biggie fans before Biggie fans were Biggie fans. You know, it's like, I love hip hop a lot, and I actually play it here quite a bit. Hip hop and R&B are the two mainstays of what people will hear here. So yes, absolutely, Denny.
Well, nice. So I also, I mean, I liked old school hip hop, like this in the '80s and then up to '88 and beyond. I really enjoy that, and part of the reason why is because for I think '84. When was I in? I think '84 to '86. I was in California. We moved down there for my mom's work, and I got involved in some friends who enjoyed hip hop. Back then wasn't called hip hop. It was called rap, and breakdancing and stuff. And I really I learned to appreciate the music because
Were you a b-boy?
A b-boy, a bebop boy.
Were you breakdancing?
Breakdance? No,
b-boy.
I didn't breakdance,
No?
but I enjoyed watching it, and I had people around the area in the school that would do it. And I enjoyed it, and I appreciated the music. Like I loved the Run DMC's King of Rock album. Right, it was like one of the first ones I had.
Amazing.
And I just fell in love with that style. I love Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and all that stuff. So all those earlier, like those early ones I appreciated because I was hanging around people that liked it, and so I liked it. So I became a fan, and then I moved back up to Oregon, and I took that with me. Right, I took my CD, my cassette tapes, and a lot of them were like, because back then in the '80s, a lot of these things you were getting off of singles, albums. Those 12-inch singles, and people would then take them and then record them to tape. So I would bring my mixtape that people recorded their albums onto my tape, and I brought it up and I listened to them, and I of course bought some stuff when I was was able to go to a store that had it. But I really enjoyed hip hop back then. Now, for me, as it's grown and gotten over the last few years, maybe I don't listen to it as much because I just still appreciate the original stuff more. And there's some stuff I like, but I kind of, I'm not as big into it. But when I saw this come up on my feed, and I was like, wow, this is right in that time frame that I want to learn more about this. I had to listen to the first episode, and once I listened to the first episode, I then had to listen to all 8 episodes because I like how it's a history lesson behind the scenes. Now, some of the stuff is out in the open, but some of it is really, truly from behind the scenes stuff you're not going to know unless you...
It's all Will Smith, though? Will Smith hosted, and Smith? No.
Will Smith hosts it, and he interviews other people, and they intermix the people in, and they tell stories. So each episode has a different artist or time, a couple artists during the 1988, and he talks to, if there's still alive. He talks to him.
So it's specific to 1988. It's like
1988. It's all
Eric
focus.
B. and Rakim and like
yeah.
Ghetto Boys and like
Didn't talk Ghetto Boys.
No.
It was
trying to think.
Yeah.
Anyway, you watched the 8.
But I just wanted to let our listeners know that if you are interested if you like history, you like music, you like music history, this is a great podcast to try. I like I said, I enjoyed all 8 episodes. I learned something in every one. Some stuff I knew. I remembered, hearing stuff, but a lot of this was happening in New York. So unless you were in New York or Philadelphia or whatever, you may not have insight to some of this stuff, which was also interesting. So, I
have a beer friend who is very well versed in hip hop history. I've been trying to catch up a little bit, right? Because as much as I listened to music, I didn't really understand. I was in 1988. We're talking about. I was 11 years old, so when I was hearing this stuff, I didn't really understand what was going on or what I was listening to. I knew that I liked it, but I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
And now later to catch up with this and kind of learn the stories that you're talking about, I'd be very interested. I'm not even very interested in Will Smith anymore, but I'm pretty interested in that podcast. That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah. I think you'll enjoy it. So, Kris, how about you? I know you're the youngest one of us here.
Yeah, I was 6 at that time. But
quit bragging. Tall, handsome, young. Yeah, great. Awesome. Good for you. Keep going.
Don't make me bring up the forbidden subject.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Anyway, so music didn't become a big thing.
With me. Yeah, but he's frozen again, so I can say whatever I want.
So music wasn't a huge thing to me until I was probably 14 or 15. So I had to catch up to all the things that were already talked about.
Okay.
So now I actually appreciate it a lot more as like it's like a continuing education thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you're interested in learning more about the year that kicked off hip hop, listen to the podcast. I think you'll enjoy it. I think Chad Lamassa, this is out to you. I think you'll enjoy this as well. He's one of our big music guys. So, okay. That's all I wanted to chat about that. Just get that word out there. Again, it's Class of '88 with Will Smith. Listen to all 8 episodes on Audible or Apple or Amazon Music. And if you don't, you can listen to it on your other podcast apps once a month for the next 8 months, I guess. That's how it works. All right. So we got some feedback from our last episode, and the feedback came from Discord, our Discord server. Mr. Matt Knight, he wanted to comment on one of the things we talked about on the last episode. So he says, in regards to the question about self-serve beer taps from the recent episode, I have a lot to say. I don't even know where to start, except they shouldn't be selling by the fluid ounce. The measurement devices are not type approved. There's no way to seal the device, lock in the calibration to make sure you're getting what you pay for as a consumer. Long story short, I highly recommend to contact your local state weights and measures department about these self-serving beer taps and question the accuracy of the devices. Then our buddy Chad Lamassa responded with, I'd assume they would have to get some kind of permit from the government, from that government body in order to be able to use these things. And Matt responds back, nope, they're a hot topic in weights and measures. And some people claim that they're jurisdiction under the ATF, which is not true because I already talked to the ATF and he just said he did a presentation 2 years ago at New York State Weights and Measures Association on these taps. And he says if we ever want to find out more about it, he'll be on the show. And
that's some beer nerdery. Hey, can I insert a little commentary here? This is funny. I like this one. Yo, that's a great story. First of all, I love the nerdery here. Like this is so nerdery. So I've been sold these devices, right? Because like there's a lot of flow control devices they're trying to sell you even as an owner to see how accurate your pours are for every beer that you're doing, right? So to eliminate waste. So there's like a whole other angle on this. And I don't believe any of those systems. They're all like using light passing through the liquid as it moves. And listen, I do think that there's a point at which it's fairly accurate. But I think that as a consumer on those systems, if you're just like pulling, like if you just open close real quick on those taps, they're very interesting. The angle I thought he was really going to hit. Who was going to? Kris, did you have any other thoughts on this one when he started the story? Where did you think Denny was going to go with this?
I don't know, because this was all part of a discussion from our last episode too.
All right. I thought he was totally going to cleanliness. You mean you're going to expect me?
We had that conversation.
Yo, everybody I know touches their glass to this faucet. Everybody. They don't know how to pour beer every time, and they're going to take their dirty ass glass and they're going to have put their lips all over it. They're going to mate out with their glasses.
It's going to be
and then they're like, and you're like, all right, I guess I'm pouring from that faucet.
Well, the one place that I went,
isopropyl alcohol, so I could clean everything.
The one place that I went, they gave you plastic disposable cups.
By the way, great topic, super nerdy.
Yeah. So that's why we happen.
At the beer garden, I didn't have to worry about that exactly. Yeah. But I mean, at Trellis, like I'm anal and retentive about the clean glassware thing. Like it's a really important thing. Like when you're serving wine and beer and anything like that, like your whole glassware has to be clean. If anybody wants a new beer, no offense to anybody who does this. I understand why you're like, hey, you could use the same glass. Like, I don't know if you're trying to be nice or I don't know. Like, it's not the right thing. You take the glass, you put it in the dirty glass pile, you grab a new glass, you rinse the glass, you pour a new glass, and you give it, it's a really simple thing. So, that's the angle I would have taken, was the cleanliness thing. I don't like those things from that angle. And they are also super expensive by the ounce. They're pricing you very high by the ounce.
No, I know. That's what I had my complaints. I don't like them either. And I think I made a mistake on the pricing that I claimed. It wasn't, I was saying it was like, I think in Las Vegas, I had one. I think it was pretty high, but I think the ones here locally were not as above $1. I think it was like 75 cents to 50 cents an ounce or whatever. But still, it just seemed like it was way too, I was paying way more for beers than I would just, gone and got a pint poured for me, by the bartender.
But as a customer, Denny, like, experientially though, like you're okay with paying a little bit more for that. Like, I feel like I'm okay with paying a higher price for the flexibility of, boy, I'd really only like 2 ounces. I have this Zukov, right? I have Zukov from Marshall Zukov, Cigar City from 2021. Having 2 ounces of that for some people is a great thing. So like being able to pour yourself down, I like the flexibility and I'll pay more for that. But again, it's like he's saying, the measurement of is a huge problem and the cleanliness of is another huge problem. I mean, I don't know. I don't go to those places ever really.
Yeah. Well, Denny, that was the video I sent you a couple of days ago where it was snowing and then there was the pirate in the video that I sent you. I was in St. Augustine and that was right outside of that tap room that I told you about. From our last episode, and it was it was still 40 to 50 cents an ounce for most everything that was in there, which is comparable. Like if you get a whole pint, it's $5-6 a glass.
I do like the fact that if you want to just if you're into tasting a bunch of different beers, you want to try everything, then 3 ounces or whatever, and you pay a little bit more, but you get to try all those. That's great. But sometimes you just want to, like, there's a pizza place that has those taps, and I don't want to. I just want to just pour me my damn beer. I don't want to be going back and forth and getting a bunch of beer. And worrying about my card working and the tap actually not foaming out like crazy. And I mean,
that would piss me off now that I think about it. If the keg was about to kick, and then you got nothing but foam, but you still had to pay for a bunch of it. Oh,
yo, let me tell you, Kris, it doesn't even take the keg kicking for foam to occur in massive amounts. These systems, the number one thing I've been surprised about since the minute I started in this industry, probably, in 2016, right? I'm doing this short draw keg system. This stuff is so finicky, man. It's crazy. You're just using gas and beer and like polyurethane lines, and somehow this mixture is so difficult to get the right balance on. It's kind of surprising. So to expect a consumer to know how to pour this beer off correctly is, you're expecting a lot. The whole thing is very difficult. I'm surprised that those things succeed. I'm not surprised that they exist. I'm surprised that if and when they do well.
Yeah. I agree. Okay. Well, that was some feedback there. If you'd like to send feedback like what Matt did, you can go to our Discord server. And yes, every so often I do check it and respond back to stuff on Discord. You can find our Discord server at taptocraft.com/Discord. If you want to find all links to all of our stuff, you can go taptocraft.com/Linktree and get a webpage that links all of our links. You can find everything in one shot. We have a voicemail line. We love to hear voicemails. We haven't had a voicemail for a few episodes.
Oh, no. Those are fun. I remember those.
They are fun.
They are. They're so fun. I can't believe no one's leaving voicemail.
Joel,
what I said.
You can leave voicemails.
I know. I will now. I'm going to have to.
Okay.
I'll text you. I'll text you the contact right now.
Please do. I swear I'll save it. This is a good one. I like this.
All right. Well, our voicemail number is 208-536-3359. Or if it's too many numbers because you've been drinking a little too much tonight, it's 208-53-ODDLY. Leave us a voicemail. Tell us about how you're doing, what you like about the show, what you're drinking, craft beer journey, whatever you want. We love to hear it all. Send us a voicemail. Okay, Kris. Are you up for our?
Oh, you're not going to announce your OnlyFans? Where's your OnlyFans?
No, that's in the link tree. You can find it there.
Yeah.
OnlyBeards?
It's in our Discord server.
Onlybeards.com.
That'd be a pretty good one, actually.
Denny can only join it in the winter.
That's right. Denny does the yearly shave off.
I do. Yeah. See, I've already grown it back since.
I'm telling you, it's majestic. I said no one heard because we weren't recording, but that's a very majestic beard, sir. That's very good.
All right, Kris, you want to continue the conversation with our Untapped to Craft?
Yeah, as long as I don't freeze.
Yeah, you've been freezing a lot, Kris. So
it's okay, Elsa.
The video won't have it, but since Kris is saving his recording and I'm using his recording, the audio podcast will have it.
That's right.
Interrupted.
And I'll upload that when we get done after it decides to process. All right. So we're going to read some check-ins. Make sure you guys are following me on Untapped at MCK1345. And we usually read the check-ins approximately 24 hours prior to the show recording. And we're going to start out with Mr. Alex Fuchs drinking one of his very own beers, the 2-3 Lager, because it is spaced out. But he gave it a 5 cap rating. Simple as that. No notes to go along with it.
Boy, Pat, good job, buddy.
Yeah. 2-3 Lager.
My beer is great.
Yeah, is how I'm reading it. So we'll move up onto the next one. Denny, you and I got tagged in this one. It is from Matt Knight, who is drinking a Nitro Stout by Lawson's Finest Liquids.
Ooh, nice.
He said, just a well-done Irish stout. This is fantastic.
Wow.
4.25 caps to go along with that check-in. Next on our list, I'll read this just because of the way she typed it. Emily Allen is drinking a full saturation double IPA by Victory Brewing. There's a brewery I haven't heard from a lot lately. She gave it 3.25 caps, and she said, not the worst haze I've had. Wish this was fresher. She's drinking it out of her Santa Claus glass. So, hopefully it makes it taste better, I guess. Mike Allen checking into the Alpha Abstract Volume 25 by Wild Leap Brew Company, checking into his favorite drinking establishment, the Taco Mac. 4.5 cap rating for that beer. Also followed up by a Perna Haze by Wicked Weed at 3.75 caps, and the Flow PHLOW by Roadhouse Brewing Company. Only gave that one 3.25 caps as well, but he's got a few other things that he checked into. JC is drinking a Christmas cookie ale. That sounds really sweet. By Sycamore Brewing. 3.75 caps for that one. No notes to go along with it. An AleSmith beer. Jeff Weesey is drinking a Nut Brown Ale by AleSmith Brewing Company. A pronounced nutty flavor, he says. Medium bodied with a roasty.
I thought that's what she said. Yeah.
Denny beat you to it. Sorry. Medium bodied with a roasty, earthy hops finish. One of the best brown ales I've had. Cheers. 5 cap rating. to go along with that. Good. You got it.
I'm showing that. Keep going. I'm just showing the audience so that they can make sure that they have the number too.
It's blurry, but it's 208-536-3359.
Yes. You all need it. Here, where's my fucking camera? That's weird.
I don't know. I remember my first time using an iPad.
I'm like a boomer. I'm gonna take pictures.
Where's it? Is the camera here?
Here, wait, hold still. Here.
No, it's right here.
Oh, he
all
froze
right.
again. That's even better. He just make fun of me and then he froze.
Yeah.
You know what, bro?
David Martin is drinking a Ye Who Enter Here by Orpheus Brewing. Strong bourbon with coffee up front, a bit of peppers and vanilla at the end. 4 1/4 caps for that check-in. Let's see who's next on the list. A lot of check-ins from Emily Allen. She's checking into a few beers this evening. Bill Schlemmer is drinking a Where's the Vic by Hop Butcher for the World. Delicious Hop Butcher Hazy. Tropical with mild grapefruit in the finish. 4 cap rating to go along with that check-in. Chad Lamassa drinking an Out of Order, No Autographs Please by RAR Brewing. These guys out of Maryland. He said it's kind of the color of Pepto, Hawaiian Punch, and pineapple. That sounds actually really good. 4 cap rating for his check-in of the Out of Order, No Autographs Please. Jeff Seiler is drinking a Grill Sergeant by Burley Oak Brewing Company. Big grapefruity and tropical double IPA. Hold that thought. I really don't want to have to cough in the microphone. Mildly sweet and dangerously drinkable for 8.7%. Burley Oak makes some great stuff. 4 1/4 caps for his check-in. Scrolling on up the list here, Eric Gronley is drinking a simple, fresh American lager by Elm Creek Brewing Company. I'm loving this lager. Something very familiar, crispy, clean, and clear. Maltiness and bitterness are done well. So refreshing that it's easy to drink this one anytime. Skull, Vikings tonight. 4 1/4 caps to go along with that beer. And on up the list to Jeremy Garrison, drinking an Autumn Alchemy Weizenbach by Alliteration Ales. Biscuit malt flavor with just a touch of roast. Quick, clean, light hop finish. 4 1/2 cap rating for that one. And let's see, Chad Lamassa. We always have to continue his check-in streak, even though we did one already. But he is drinking a Woogity 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 by Black Flag Brewing Company. Creamy and smooth, lots of hops, mostly citrus flavors. Not bad, but Black Flag has better. 3 1/2 caps. Is that? No, that's Boogity Boogity Boogity. We're going racing.
That's the name of my next Star Wars band is Woogity Woogity Woogity.
Wookity Wookity Wookity?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. And last, maybe not least, Art Warcheck is drinking an Instant Greens by Other Half Brewing Company and giving that one a 3 3/4 cap rating. And
that's it.
Well, yeah.
Other half?
I'd take his check-ins.
Are you taking it with a crack of Himalayan salt?
No. You know that stuff gives you cancer.
Oh my goodness.
He's giving us the eye.
I trust his check-ins. I'll say that. Okay. And then Matt Knight is drinking a Loopy Oatmeal Red Ale by Three Heads Brewing. The sweet tropical flavor really complement and draws out the maltiness on the back end. This is just a tasty beer. 4 1/2 caps for that check-in.
Wow.
Denny, that is what everybody is drinking.
All right. Well, good.
Whew.
A lot of
beers. That's good for you, man. Hey, listen, the more check-ins, the better. That's cool. Really, that's great. I love it.
All right. Well, guess what time it is? It's time for the Brew Buzz. And the Brew Buzz is devoted to discussing various beer-related topics. This week, we're going to learn all about Trellis at Buchman. So, Joel, what is Trellis at Buchman?
Well, so Trellis at Buchman currently, as it is right now today, is more or less three things. We are beer, we are wine, and we are plants. So
Okay.
it's a bit of a plant terrarium,
Okay.
right? I keep a plant at every table. These are things that I care for personally. That so over the last 2 years, as I was hermiting, right? So when you don't have anything going on, you kind of keep your head low and you don't really want to speak to anybody because you don't have anything really good to talk about. So you just kind of hermit a little bit. When you're hermiting, I found myself becoming pretty good at caring for houseplants, back porch, front porch, inside, outside kind of a thing. And as I began to build this place, I knew that I wanted to fill it with amazing plants. It's just honestly, if you're into plants, it's a really cool spot. If you're not into plants, it's still a cool spot because it's just got a bunch of life around. Right? It's just the plants soften everything up. It makes a very nice environment. And I guess if I had to just rewind for 30 seconds, I would say that Ybor City. I just want to talk about Ybor City for a second. Ybor City is located in downtown Tampa, essentially. It's a very historic district of Tampa. I'm in a very historic building here called the Buchman Building. I think it was built in 1908. It became a department store, called the Buchman Department Store, somewhere in the 19s. There's a giant existing sign still on the outside that says Buchman Department Store. Right? It's like this. It's this cool historic building. Ybor does not have a lot of kind of brighter, lighter places like this. It's full of a bunch of clubs and other types of venues, which is a good thing. I think that I share a little bit of commonality for locals will understand. There's a place called Barriehaus. There's a Hyatt hotel that has a Florida Fina kind of hotel bar and connected restaurant that are both really well executed places. They're just very nice and very well executed. I'm trying to follow that trend a little bit and trying to give Ybor, especially Ybor locals, a kind of a nicer place to go to. Essentially, I think that we're getting some good feedback on that. So, that's also a good thing. But the plants again are for kind of everybody. It's beer and wine. Past that, we tried to really focus on wine in a great way. I think I've got about 10 different wines on that are all, from a sweet white to a really nice cab from Austin Hope, right? So like we're kind of playing the rainbow of wines here to really satisfy a demanding wine palate. And then obviously, Kris, whoever called me the beer baron on the lead in, this is so funny because I forgot that this name was put upon me by Dan, right?
That's Dan's fault.
Dan started calling me. Dan started calling me the beer baron because here I am making fun of this guy. By the way, just so that everyone understands, I'm making fun of this guy for his nerdery earlier, right? I'm like, this is great nerdery. I mean, who's a bigger fucking nerd? Sorry, who's a bigger nerd than me, right? Like he called me the beer baron because I'm so discerning. Like I'm just like, I don't know. It's a really funny moniker. Thank you for bringing up the.
We just need to get you like some racing goggles and a scarf and like a goofy hat so you can. I'm the beer baron.
Become European suddenly.
Yeah.
So anyway, was I in the middle of something and I got interrupted by my beer?
No. I just asked what was Trellis. So you are.
Oh, sorry. So the beer baron things. I'm sorry. Let me continue, Denny, because I missed a beat there. So let me continue on the beer thing. So Dan called me the beer baron because I'm discerning. So ergo, I have a very discerning beer list here of 16 taps. I have 35, 36 things in the bottle and can right now that I'm actually increasing. Now that I've spread everything out, I can see that I have a lot more room for things. So things like a Flensburger Pilsner now comes in a 500 milliliter can that I will be carrying by 100% certainty. I also didn't have room for, and now have room for Gaffel Kolsch 500 milliliter cans. That's a certainty.
Oh, nice.
There's all these kind of like awesome specialty German beers that I wanted to carry initially, but I was also trying to offer a good vertical and horizontal right? All the way around the beer color spectrum.
Yeah.
So now I get to offer more, which is even more fun. So I've got a great 16 taps and a great 35 plus cans here right now. I've got 10 plus bottles of wine. We're trying to really service people who care about what they drink every day. I still got your Bud Light. I do have your Bud Light, and I do have your Mick Ultra, and I do have, hey, I got 24-ounce bottles of Modelo. Maybe that's what I'll drink next. I have a clear, gold cap, the whole thing. This thing is dope.
America's favorite beer.
I'll tell you what. America's right. Have you had this beer, Denny?
I have a Modelo. I have a Modelo Especial in my fridge right now because it's America's favorite beer.
So tell me. Okay, honestly talking. Okay, you're a beer geek. We're all three beer geeks here. Hey, Kris, do you drink this beer often or no?
Hardly ever.
Okay, Denny. Modelo Especial. Name me a crispier beer. This term crispy. I want you to give me like on par with Modelo. This up front, on the front of the tongue, crispy thing. When you drink this beer, it's kind of unparalleled.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's a beer that goes down easy and refreshing, and I mean, I don't mind it as well. I mean, like I said, I have some in my fridge. I know it's hard to imagine it, all the stuff I have. But I also have Coors Original banquet beer in my fridge. I mean, there's some that I enjoy. I also enjoy Dos Equis. I like Dos Equis. The dark.
Dos Equis is great.
Yeah,
the dark one I do like. Yeah,
the amber.
I like that one.
So good.
Yeah,
yes,
the amber.
Yes. Great beer.
I like that. I mean, so I do appreciate beers that aren't coming from a craft brewery, and I do drink them. Like I said, I have some in there, but
I guess I particularly like this crispy thing, right? I'm focused on this crispy thing because I find that a broad audience appeal is the crispy thing. When you serve a crispy beer, like Apple Kolsch actually is a pretty good example of a really light, crispy beer that isn't hop heavy, so it lacks a lot of the bitterness, but it hits you on the front of the tongue real quick when you drink it. It gives you like a nice, almost like a nice. I don't know if you guys are wine guys at all, but these grapefruity Sauvignon Blanc things get really crispy on the front of the tongue, and people love that stuff. In Florida anyway, right? It's so hot here.
Yeah.
I'll take a crispy thing over just about anything any day of the week, right?
Okay. No, it's good. How about non-alcoholic offerings? Do you have non-alcoholic beer that you serve? Because it's becoming a bigger thing in my area, where a lot of places are now offering an NA beer. Whether it's
who tipped you off? Who
nobody tipped me off, but I'm just saying.
Who paid you to ask that question?
Nobody. But do you have some
NA
offerings?
No, I'm laughing, Denny. You wouldn't believe. I've been open a week, and I've gotten that question a lot. I really only have one offering, which is a shame, and I'm amplifying that this week. So right now I have a Strand Galicia. They make a 0.0 that is my favorite 0.0. It drinks a lot like a beer. It's very, very good. If you're going to have one offering, I think this is a great offering. Okay. It's also a 16 ounce or 500 ml can, whatever it is. Okay. But so people came in and they were obviously bored with that because they're NA drinkers. And this NA drinker category is a new category to me that I was unfamiliar with, and I'm now becoming familiar with. And it sounds like that. Correct me where I'm wrong. Anybody? Athletic Brewing seems to be a winner here.
Yeah. And
Untitled Art also seems to be a winner in this category for actual NA beers.
So I've had both. Untitled Art is good, except it's more pricier.
Of course.
Athletic is really good, I think, for what the variety they add or they offer is good to have a variety. There's other ones that are also, so for the dark, which you can't get in Florida, but I really like the Deschutes Black Butte Porter NA offering. It really tastes like the Black Butte Porter with no alcohol. Good body, good flavor. I mean, I really like that one a lot, but it's hard to find, although it's becoming more easier to find. I do drink NA beers. My wife, who hasn't been able to drink for the last few years, she's not drinking those anymore as well because the yeast is affecting her as well. But she was buying a lot of NA. So I was looking for NA beers because she was wanting to drink without having, have a flavor of alcohol without having the alcohol in it. And so I've tried 50 different NA beers, and some of them are really good and some of them are lacking. And definitely I do like the Lagunitas offering. Theirs is pretty good. I forget what the name of it is, but it's an IPNA, I think is what it's called.
I was going to say it has to be an IPA, right?
Yeah, it's IPNA, and I think that one's pretty good.
Okay. The hop water is really good too, by the way.
The hop water, she does like the hop water.
Hop water is super good.
Yeah, but I've tried a ton, and we actually had we had what was the one we had on the air?
I was just trying to think of the name.
We don't get it here it won't come to Boise, so we have to order it from Amazon. But his beer was pretty good too. It's a Canadian.
Gosh, but it's funny, we get it here in Florida. You can find it you can find it at like ABC in Total Wine.
I not remember this guy.
If you can tell me, I
can partake.
When you
partake.
Oh, yeah. Partake. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll write that down. And that's NA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's NA beer.
Do you know what variety it is or what style it is?
Well, we had a red. They shipped it to us. We had a red, a blonde, an IPA. Wasn't there like a porter or
a porter or stout or something? Yeah, there was like a darker beer.
And then they had a couple of like radlers. I mean, they had
a Goza, right?
It was like they have like a dozen different styles that.
Yeah,
they were pretty nice.
Good note. Good note.
Yeah, so it's something you need to keep in mind because NA beer is a thing now, and a lot of people are enjoying it, and including my wife. We were drinking a lot of it before she stopped drinking that as well. And so all the stuff that was left over, I've been drinking slowly. I've been, mixing, like when I want a taste of a beer, but I know I need to do something and don't want to have the effect. Yeah. I'll just pop a NA beer and they're good. I appreciate them for what they are.
That's what Golden Road Mango Card is for.
Yeah.
And Shopper Hopper.
Yeah. Good old roadie beers.
Well, 2.5% to 4%. Like, is that even a beer? Like, what is that? Isn't that like water? Isn't that what comes out of the spigot?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the story behind the name that you named Trellis? So obviously we know Buchman because of the building, but where did Trellis come from? What was your thought behind Trellis?
So the thought was definitely relating to the house plant theme, the fact that my initial kind of foray into the plant world was hot peppers. I love hot peppers. And one year, one of my customers at the bottle shop gave me seeds for 3 different kinds of peppers that he got from this place. Yeah, I grew them out, and I enjoyed some peppers from each one, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I made it work, and I kind of got the bug, and I really enjoyed it. Now, this last season, I probably had 60 pepper plants in my backyard.
Wow. Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous levels of pepper plants. So I usually give my peppers to Jared over at Cigar City Cider and Mead, and he makes spicy cider with the peppers that I grow in my garden because I just have so many of them. I don't even know what else to do with them. So whatever. So the planting begins there. So trellis is necessary. It's not just part of beer. Trellises are actually essential if you want to have beer because hops need to grow on trellises. There's no other way for hops to grow. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe grapes are the same thing because grapes are also a vining item, and they grow also on trellises. They just grow them differently in the vineyard, whereas hops, they try to get surface area, so they make steep, like V-shaped, pole-driven things for the hops to climb up and climb down and do the whole thing. So the trellis is essential to beer making. It's essential to wine making, thus the name, plus the plants. A lot of people have trellises in their backyard, right? They train like bougainvillea or whatever, or lavender to grow up it. That's also a form of a trellis. It's basically supporting material for a plant to grow on. So I will
Okay.
actually, behind me, it will be, you can see the bar top is here. I don't know who's been paying attention or not, or how many beers y'all have had. So we'll do a little centering for you. So this is the bar top, and then this is behind the bar here that will eventually have some shelves here. But the real feature that's coming in the next week or two, and we are open, by the way. This isn't to say that we're not open. We are totally open. But it'll take about a day or two. We're going to put this giant trellis over the bar that's going to have lights hanging through it and then plants hanging through the lights. Okay. So there's going to be a giant trellis feature here at Trellis to illustrate to those who do not know what a trellis is, what a trellis is.
It's perfect. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
And
You'll say, what's a trellis? You just say,
right there. This thing. Right. See this thing?
Nice. Okay. Kris, I'm just going to keep chatting through here because
go right ahead.
You're not feeling good, and I don't want you to overdo it. But okay, so what makes Trellis stand out from the other venues that are around Ybor City?
I would say I keep using these terms brighter and lighter.
Okay.
Not to say that it's intensely bright in here because it never really will be, but we have like white walls, and we're amplifying the light a little bit more than a lot of like I mentioned one of my favorites earlier, right? Copper Shaker, which is kind of at the other end of 7th Avenue here. Copper Shaker is a dark's the wrong word, a dim, like sexy, like the walls are darker. Yeah, it's very intimate. It's that place is so cool. I love this place. Whereas when you have plants out and you're doing this kind of thing, having a little bit more of an amber colored lighting scheme, right? More of a yellow tint on the walls I have in the white color that I used. So to kind of brighten and lighten the place up a little bit. Just as an alternative for people to seek out.
Yeah. Okay. And you didn't mention food. Is that something that you're going to eventually offer at Trellis?
I have an entire kitchen area already dedicated. I had to change my menu. I had to change my kitchen approach. I had to change my kitchen approach at least 2 major times, both of which did not work out. So I finally went with no kitchen to move forward. You got to get open eventually, right? Yeah, so I went with no kitchen to move forward, to then back into a kitchen and kind of figure it out organically instead of like rushing in. I felt really rushed. I'll be honest with you. When your ultimate kitchen plan, I was going to make a really nice Cadillac kitchen back here, and the installation costs for said kitchen were double what the actual kitchen costs or triple what the actual kitchen costs. It becomes untenable at a certain point, and you want to reset, and then you feel rushed. And I don't really want to rush into a kitchen. I want to figure out what a kitchen looks like, and then figure out what food I can make in the kitchen that I can actually make here, and then right back into the food that way. So we're going to make an intelligent choice on. I'm working on Denny. I'm working on picking a lane. There's this lady in South Florida, and by the way, this is not what I'm doing, but there's this lady in South Florida who does all she does is meatballs. She's got 13, right? She's got 13 different meatball plates at a restaurant. That's kind of a cool angle. And I'm not doing meatballs, but boy, I mean, if there's something to be known for something different. So I'm trying to pick a lane maybe and do something a little bit different that some people aren't doing. So yes, the kitchen's definitely coming. The time frame of which is indeterminate at this point. But I'm definitely sprinting toward it. I'm not crawling.
Okay. No, it makes sense to find. Yeah, it's better to understand one thing, maybe what your clientele are looking for, and what you can do to entice people to come and visit your venue for the food and as well as beer and wine, and then serve up that. I will make a recommendation. Try to make sure you have something that vegans can eat as well. I know that most people don't think about that, but plant-based vegan menus are also good. Just to I'm only speaking from experience because I go places, there's nothing I can eat because they just don't, they serve traditional foods that most people eat, and other people get left out of the thing. So maybe think about something that, can apply, at least one menu item that someone who doesn't eat meat can enjoy.
I can tell you for sure that in Tampa Bay, it is very important. The Tampa Bay area, it is important to have a menu item or three that are really not just acceptable to vegans, but are enjoyed by
enjoyable.
Vegans. And
yeah.
Usually, I'll tell you what, Denny, as a guy who used to eat that way for a hot minute, the salad thing is often overlooked and undertreated with simplicity of garden salad, Caesar salad, chef salad, these kind of things that, by the way, can all be made really nicely too. But there are so many cool ways to make different salads that are fully plant-based and can satisfy a customer like that. And believe me, it's a thought process. I don't really eat that way anymore. I don't, but I do include a lot of whole foods in my diet that are plant-based. And, I like having a good salad with my burger. I will have a smash burger, but instead of the fries, I'm like, sub me. Seriously, I tell them, sub me a side salad, sub me a side of broccoli, sub me something that's not a starchy thing. That's just gonna do nothing for me. Like, give me something that's gonna kind of give me some nutrients. So I'm with you. No, I think it's in the plans.
I'm a big
good
sucker
suggestion.
I'm a big sucker for Brussels sprouts.
It's on our menu this week.
Like,
TBBC Ybor. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, those are so good.
Shout out to TBBC Ybor again. They have these new Brussels
sprouts. I had those the other day.
Bacon on them that have hot honey. Isn't it a hot honey drizzle and bacon? And they char them. Like, these things are bomb.
Yeah. So
winning.
I think
maybe no bacon for the vegans. Sorry, vegans.
Yeah, no honey.
No honey really either.
But no.
Oh, come on! Isn't that really? Are we getting? Sorry, never mind.
But I'm not a vegan, by the way. I don't like the term vegan. Because I'll eat stuff that has from animal products. I don't have a problem with that. I just choose to eat very little of it, if any. I don't care if you kill the animal or whatever. I don't have any ethical stuff. I just, for health reasons, I stick to a plant-based whole food diet as much as I can. But like for Thanksgiving, I can't cook a big turkey for my entire family and not at least have one slice to enjoy. So Thanksgiving, I had some turkey.
I legit eat as much meat as I possibly can. It's like the center of my diet is. I'm not kidding. Like, the center of my diet is meat right now. That's really funny. But listen, I learned this a long time ago. We don't need to get onto this topic, but here's what I know. Every body is different. Every one of us has a different body makeup, and we're all different, and different foods treat us differently, and blah, blah. So, to each his own. And yes, vegan items on the menu for sure, including, look at this vegan beer I'm drinking.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, 100% vegan. Good.
It's farm to table too.
Yeah.
It is, because it was brewed right around the corner. You're exactly right. Farm to table, leader of
brew local
beer.
Yeah, brew local.
All right, so we all know that you had a really great beer garden called From Inner Reality Beer Garden, and unfortunately, with some landlord issues, you had to close that down and move on. That's what you have Trellis. But you had mentioned that you wanted to not only open this venue, but you wanted to eventually do From Inner Reality Beer Garden 2.0. Is that still something you're looking into, or has this new venue thing just kind of turned you off to opening any more venues?
When you have kids, you try not to name who the favorite kid is. It's an important part of being a parent. As a parent, you have to be sure that when you talk to your kids, you don't tell them which one is the favorite. You got 5 kids, and you can't be like, you, the fourth one, you're my. You can't do that. Trellis is a new baby, so I can't speak too much around the new baby. But my favorite is absolutely the beer garden was the beer garden concept was something that was started because they said they wanted a beer garden. They didn't know what they wanted. They knew they wanted to build a beer garden in the middle of that sparkling wharf. That's all that they knew, right? These marketers, these people, whoever they were. And I gave them my exact out of my head, like what a beer garden could, should, and would be. And lo and behold, they picked me. It was so cool to create that thing and watch it come to fruition. And listen, I gotta qualify it, and like it's not lost on me that the location of this venue drove most of my traffic and success. It was that they weren't coming to see Fermented Reality Beer Garden. But I think I can say honestly that when they got there and they saw Fermented Reality Beer Garden, they certainly weren't disappointed by any stretch of the imagination, right? I think that we fulfilled everything we needed to do. And I greatly miss this opportunity to have these. What I liked about it, Denny, was large outdoor space, ability to have a lot of TVs and to show like sporting events, like stuff like that, and then have a lot of parking to accommodate the type of square footage that you have to accommodate these people, and then serve them great beer. And I'll tell you what, we always told them we wanted to do food for them, and they always kind of pushed us off a little bit. And we could have easily done bratwursts and pick a lane, right? Just do meat tubes and whatever, and sauerkrauts. Like we could have done like 5 different sauerkrauts, 3 different potato salads, and 6 different meat tubes, and killed it over there. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing that I would really love to do somewhere else in a vicinity that needs a place like that, right? And I don't even need 40 taps. Honestly, most places can't do 40 taps. Supporting 40 taps is a chore. I think that probably 25 is, plenty. Seriously, that's a lot of beer. 25 taps is a lot of beer variety for people, and then you carry the mass market beers in cans and serve them great food. I really want it back, Denny. I want it back so bad. And by the way, I don't mean to sell Trellis short, because I do love this place. This is absolutely so much more me even than Fermented Reality ever was. This speaks to really who I am a lot. So I really do love this place, and I spend every waking minute here. This is a Monday. I'm actually here to do this interview because I wasn't here all day. I actually took one half day off and
and we drug you back.
Did something other than Trellis today. But I live here and I love this place, and this is definitely a reflection of what the beer garden offered in terms of a tap list for 100% true.
So one of the things you prided yourself with the beer garden was the beers you were able to get in and rotate through, and you always had the full spectrum of beers, and you had rotating things through all the time that were like the next thing coming was better than the thing that was there. And is that something you're still planning to do with Trellis, or is Trellis going to have pretty much a steady tap list with maybe 1 or 2 rotating things that come and go?
Oh no, Trellis will have far more than 1 or 2. I do think that there will be probably 4 things that won't rotate at Trellis often, not never, but often. They'll rotate occasionally. A great example of this is Polaner, Munich lager that I have on right now, right? Like, this beer is kind of incomparable. I don't know what to replace this beer with, but I bet you in 4 months or 5 months or whenever, I'll be like, do you know what? Let's put great example. Gaffel Kolsch starts crushing and it's selling out of the cooler like crazy. Like, I'll switch to Gaffel Kolsch and we'll go with Gaffel Kolsch for a couple of months and do whatever. Whereas, sorry,
you still have you still have your contacts to get those kegs in.
So the untold secret to beer distribution is that the second that you open a place, all of these beer distributors are knocking down your doors. They want to sell you everything. The problem with Gaffel in the industry, in the local area, is that it's a distributor that's not one of the 2 big ones. So there's a Miller distributor in every city, and there's a Bud distributor in every city. If you're with one of those 2 distributors, you are likely in 100% of venues in that city. If you're one of the sub-distributors who's selling Weisstefan, Gaffel, all these cool beers that we all love, we're such nerds for. If you're one of these other distributors, you sometimes have a hard time getting into especially a Hooters or a Fridays or no, and I'm a large chain
so the volume
is
is low.
very, very, very unlikely to start carrying 2 beers from one distributor when the other 11 beers come from 2 other distributors. It just is it's not impossible. It's just very unlikely to happen. Whereas a guy like me, I'll buy 1 beer. I'll tell you what, I believe I am the only account in Hillsborough County that sells Arcane Ale Works, because the distributor for Arcane Ale Works is a single guy operation. And I just happened to know him. He was in the beer industry. And I think that might be the one thing that I offer that you really can't find anywhere else, that is relationship based. But I think that for the most part, people who are trying to sell things are breaking down your door to sell them to you. Just whether or not you pick them. If you know enough to pick them, you'll pick them. If you don't know enough to pick them, you're not picking them. Veronica Danko, Independent Cafe in Seminole Heights, is absolutely picking all of these beers all the time. She has known for years about Belgian and
I
German
love their beer
beers.
selection.
It's like some people, oh my God, it's the best, Kris. In fact, they just put Gaffelkolsch on the other day, and it made me want to drive over and have a liter of Gaffelkolsch.
And if you remember, that is part of the reason that Dan called you the beer baron, not because you're so discerning, which I will definitely give you that. It was because you guys were buying 40 freaking kegs of one beer at a time and putting it in your cooler. And remember, you were having the boys stack those kegs, and you were like, I don't know, is three pallets too high? I don't know. Maybe.
No, yeah, we were like, can you stack 3 high? And if you stack 3 high, like, how dangerous is it to stack 3 high?
And how do you get it down?
Then it became I had to stack 3 high, because in order to not run out of Gaffelkolsch for the weekend, if I really wanted to run it for the weekend, I had to have 6 or 7 halves of Gaffel. I mean, this stuff is, Kris, you brought this up. I miss it so bad.
I do too.
Very different. It's impossible to sustain. I'm really mad they got rid of me. I think I did a really good job over there. Kind of really angry. I'm on record. I don't care. I'm fucking pissed about this shit. Like, honestly,
you should be.
I was doing a good job.
And
I was doing a good job. If I'm up for performance review and I suck, I will absolutely tuck my tail between my legs. I will never speak about it again. I will pretend like it never fucking happened. We will never speak about this shit. I will turn around and walk away. And that is not what happened over there at all.
No, I will tell you this, because I have heard this from many, many other people, Nate and Stacia included. That was the only reason I ever went to Sparkman Wharf, was to go to the beer garden. And I don't know how many. I don't know.
But it's such a small portion of the people that visit the beer garden. I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. But right, it's such a pedestrian tourist spot.
Yeah,
they don't care what we think,
because it's right next to all the hotels in downtown. But how many people have I talked to? Dozens upon dozens who were like, "Yeah, it was the only reason I went there."
Mm-hmm.
I know. Well, thank you. That's really nice. No, I miss it. I miss it a lot.
So 2.0 could, we'll see.
2.0 could crush. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I believe I'm going to need a partner for a 2.0 project. I don't think I can do that solo. I did this solo. This is
okay. Not
only difficult operationally solo, but monetarily solo. The whole thing is it's never impossible, but having a partner for the new beer garden is the right project. And if I could find like a landowner or somebody to joint venture with, that's really ideal. But something will come to fruition. It really will. I'm very kind of hell bent on it, and I think I'm going to make it happen. Let's put it that way. It's hard to guarantee things that aren't real today, but I'm really trying hard.
Well, good. No, I hope to see version 2.0 come out.
We invited you out too when it was going on, and you never came out.
we had to do it remotely.
Yeah, that's true. So one last question. What are your current hours of operation, and what will be your operations? Are you limited time open, or what's the deal?
There's no limits here. So in Ybor City, there's plenty of business.
You're open?
I guess what I mean is there's no cap on when I can be open. In Ybor City, there's businesses that are open until 3 a.m. But our hours, until I get food, our hours will be 5 p.m. to about 10 p.m. on like Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a little later on Thursday. We're going to let the crowd determine that, but we're going to say 10 p.m. till now. By the way, all of our hours reflect accurately on Google Maps at all times. This is my number one. I'm going to put it on. I swear, I'm printing a vinyl for the front door. Instead of printing my hours, I'm literally going to say that, like, because as a business owner, they give you the opportunity to update your own thing all the time, instantly. So my hours will reflect on Google Maps. But for right now, to answer your question, it's a 5 to 10, 5 to 11 situation.
Okay.
Right. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, Saturday, I'm going to open at noon and I'm going to go to 11. On Sunday, I'm going to open at noon. I'm going to go to 8 or 9. Right now, it reflects 9. 9 o'clock was way too late the other night, but we're going to keep pushing and seeing what happens. Additionally, I have to say on record that Mondays might happen too, because I'm looking at doing industry Mondays, because there is no, Ybor is very closed on Monday. So I'm trying not to be open, but if I can generate this industry night on a Monday night, I would be happy to be open for industry people and have a great night. That even if I broke even, I'd be happy to just be open.
Okay. Oh, a little special.
More advocates.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, industry people, as I know, I've been in the industry now for a hot minute, right? It's like Monday nights are the nights that you go out and you want to actually go out and have fun and you want to see people. And I would always go to the casino because the casino's popping all the friggin' time. So you can go there at 4 o'clock in the morning on whenever, and there's still people and life around you. So on a Monday night, I would just go to the casino, and that's, that gets boring real fast. So having other options is good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, Joel. Well, that's enough, I guess. I think you've answered all of our questions. Kris, do you have any questions? How did you enjoy? You came to the soft opening night. Is that correct?
I did. So Kris, it was.
Are you frozen?
No.
He was frozen for a second, but I want to know this. I actually want to know the answer to this question too, Kris. I'm interested in your honest feedback on your experience here during soft open and what I might be able to improve on, or whatever.
So initially I just walked in. I wasn't entirely sure if it was like completely open or if it was just a soft opening kind of thing. Cause it was just hey, I got a text. It was, hey, come on down, 5 o'clock. All right. Well, I work till 4. Then, but yeah, I mean, everybody was super friendly. I think this goes along with any place that I've been in of yours. It always goes over very well. It's always well taken care of. The staff's always friendly. The beer list looked great. Great service. And it was nice to be able to walk in and like see people that I recognize, go over and say hi to people, just chit chatting and say hello. And then, to meet some new folks, say hi. And the people that were there were already having conversations with each other. So it really wasn't hard to just, insert yourself somewhere.
Yeah, I know. There you are suddenly with my neighbors, circa 2002 in Palmacia, right? And you're sitting there hanging out with Nathan Station. So Denny, these people I lived across the street from, and that long ago, and they came out to support me. And
that's awesome.
They and Kris wound up hanging out. They're actually kind of similar people too. Nate's a real big beer geek.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. I appreciate the invite, man, and I'm excited to see what it's going to turn into.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Good. For the soft opening that you went to, Kris, was it pretty full? Was a lot of people there?
So when I got there was probably about 20 people there when I got there. And then I know some folks had already gotten there and left. So like, I got there later than expected. So I was hoping to run into, Chance and Crystal, but they had adult things to do and other beer things to do. So the weather and the traffic ruined that. But yeah, sure. I mean, it was, I like the fact that there was enough going on in the building that you didn't walk in and it was like you could hear crickets chirping, but it wasn't so loud where you had to like lean in and yell in each other's ear to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Like you could sit down and enjoy a beer, have a conversation. You might have to speak a little louder just because there is other stuff going on around you, but it wasn't too overwhelming where I was like, okay, I'm going to chug this beer and get out of here. I can't even hear myself think. Like it was great.
Yeah. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. I don't like loud places. So how is the acoustics in there, Joel?
It's very full. It's a little reflective, I have to be honest, but I try to manage that and keep it. I want to keep it loud enough so that you can't hear your neighbor, but you can hear the person you're talking to, right?
Yeah.
There's this really nice middle point where, because I don't want to hear everything that my neighbor's talking about, right?
No.
I might hear a blah 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 like a Charlie Brown, right? The parents on Charlie Brown, that's fine, but I don't want to hear everything that they're talking about. So the music tries to hit that middle ground. I'm attentive to it. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I think once you add more of that greenery,
the
plants and stuff, it'll help tone that down too. So you'll have that more intimate ability to speak within your group without, having to talk too loud.
That sound will have something to bounce off of.
Yeah.
Or not bounce off of.
Okay. Okay, Kris, let's get into our new and noteworthy beers.
Well,
and why don't you go start us off?
Yeah, I was going to say, well, one of them is thanks to Joel, and one of them's thanks to you, Denny.
Oh, wow.
But my first one, my first one is going to be from right down the street at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. They're Hop Silo 23. These things get freaking better and better every time they make one of these. And this one was no different. And the 5-cap rating, like I tried it. I was there having lunch with a good friend of mine, and I got it as my beverage of choice. And it was no questions. I got a couple sips in and went, yeah, I need to get a 4-pack of this. So I grabbed that one.
Oh, nice.
It's a double or it's a single IPA?
I want to say it's a double.
Yeah, I think they're all doubles.
But it was nice and juicy, and it was good. This one was from you, Joel. Actually, this is the one that I got to share with Nate and Stacia. The Grapefruit Crush from Finback. Oh, I was expecting I didn't expect it to be like an IPA. I expected it to be more of it was a lot of citrus, but I was expecting like the actual drink, the Grapefruit Crush or Orange Crush, because we had those, like that's a big drink for us, like on the East Coast in Maryland and Delaware and stuff like that. But I was really surprised with this one because it had the hoppiness to it, but then it was just so much grapefruit that it countered the hoppiness with some sweetness. I don't know if there was actual grapefruit in it or if that was all hops. Do you know?
I'm not sure. I assumed that it was all grapefruit. I would appreciate your Googling skills if you want to partake in some quick Googling skills. But my taste buds, be they wrong or not, detected like fresh grapefruit thing. And what I was going to comment on was, if for the old heads, if they remember the Grapefruit Sculpin days, right? Grapefruit Sculpin had this very overly pronounced grapefruit, for me personally, overly pronounced grapefruit thing. This was a little bit muted compared to that. I would give it like a half a Grapefruit Sculpin kind of a rating on a Finback beer with the Finback malt base and the Finback yeast strain, and that beer, I agree with you, very special.
Well, I found it to be kind of a little different. Like I loved Grapefruit Sculpin, was one of my favorites, and that was more pithy. I remember that grapefruit flavor being, you'd get kind of some sweetness from the grapefruit, but it was more pith, rind.
Yes, it was very much grapefruit. More rind.
This was more like
juice.
This was juicy. This was more sweet to me. And I can't find anything that said.
Well, you know what? Here, real quick, I have this business card for this guy who's connected to Finback that we could totally bring on the show. So how about that? How about
that? That would be a wonderful idea.
I'll have him sit right here. Look, I'll have him sit right here. Okay.
Yeah.
And and will come on the show.
Oh, I
with
got
Finback
it.
beers.
So
I'm
it's
serious. Finback, for those unfamiliar, Finback makes some of the best New England style IPAs that I can drink, that I have access to. Their
it's
stuff is
a
amazing.
double
I
IPA
have
with
Finback Moss
Mandarin,
on tap right now too.
Mandarin and blood orange, dry hop with Citra and Mosaic.
So no actual grapefruit.
But that's the thing. It says grapefruit crush, double IPA with grapefruit. And then the description on this one website that I found, it says double IPA with Mandarin and blood orange. So their label says grapefruit.
I wish my memory worked better and I had this guy's name handy and I could just text him real quick and then in 5 minutes he would answer me.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah, Joel, there's
the cards in my
there's
office.
62 bushels of grapefruit in every batch."
Oh.
What?
It's okay, Joel. Leave us a voicemail when you find out.
Yo, good idea.
That's a smart idea.
Ready? Good back.
Am I frozen or you can still see me?
We
hear you.
Okay, good, because it said my internet was unstable again. Stupid
unstable.
Spectrum.
It's correct.
Stupid Spectrum. I'm calling Frontier tomorrow. And then the third one was the Mad Swede beer that you sent me, Denny. The Caber Toss. This, yo wee lad. The wee heavy. I had that the other night. It's gave it 4 1/4 caps to go along with it while I was watching the hockey game. So those are going to be my new and noteworthy, which, by the way, our hockey game is not going very well right now. Oh. So
hey, tap the crap. So it's a Patreon sponsorship that they can pay for, yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody pay some Patreon so Kris can get some Frontier internet. Like right now, like somebody get on there. You guys are supporters. You guys care. These guys are on season 11 team, and they should have Frontier internet.
1 gig up, 1 gig down. Got it.
Doesn't even matter. Anything Frontier will work compared to the Spectrum bullshit that you're
honestly, I don't think it's the internet. Spectrum. I think it's just my computer.
Everybody, L Spectrum in the chat.
All right, Denny.
L Spectrum in the chat.
What about your new and noteworthy beers?
Okay, I'll go quick here. It's first one. I was lucky enough to go to the co-op, and Sarah let me buy some beers, so I have a few new ones I hadn't had. The first one from Great Notion Brewing. It's called Sports. It's a New England IPA, and what's cool about this, I have the can right here.
Yay, sports!
Is it's got artwork of these animals. Well, guess what these animals are? These are the
college teams,
sports mascots of the Pac-12 teams.
I saw your Ducks on there.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Sarah says, oh, you got to get this beer. So we grabbed it. It's Great Notion. It's going to be good anyway. And the beer was good. And what I said about it is a fitting beer for the end of the Pac-12 Civil War matchup. Love the artwork. The beer is great too. Big melon and grassy notes, soft and creamy. Go Ducks.
Big melons.
Yes.
Big melons. 4 1/4 cap rating. And I drank this during the last Pac-12 Civil War game between Oregon and Oregon State on last Friday.
Did it work?
Suiting that we had this beer, but it was yeah Oregon won. So
did it work?
Yeah, Oregon's going to the last Pac-12, at least with the full Pac-12, as it currently is, championship game against Washington on Friday. So we'll see how they do. Hopefully they win. The next beer, totally different from the beer I just talked about. Belching Beaver Brewery, Lucky You Japanese Lager. And I gave this one a 4 1/4 cap rating. Love the artwork on this can. Flavorful with rice starchiness. Very effervescent, pale yellow and clear. I said it does finish a bit sweeter than I prefer in my rice lagers, but still very tasty. And I have the artwork for this can too. Look at this artwork. Very nice.
Oh, I love seeing that can.
Yeah. Very nice artwork. Great beer. Now, I love I love Japanese rice lagers because that jasmine rice flavor that comes out is really good. But I like it when it finishes dry, because if it finishes sweet, that jasmine rice kind of character can be overwhelming with the sweetness. So still good, but the reason I rated it a little bit lower is because if it was a little bit drier, I would have it would have been perfect. I just don't like things finishing so sweet.
Yeah, I hear that too.
And in the last beer that I'll add here for my new and worthy, Lumberbeard Brewing, Flavored Nuggets version 12, New England IPA, 4.25 cap rating. All my beers 4.25. Juicy fruit bubblegum like flavors, soft and creamy mouthfeel, very tasty. Good beer. Yeah.
You're the reason people hate beer reviews.
Yep.
Why is that?
They're all the same. They're all 4.25. Like there's.
Well, the thing is these. I mean, anything a 4 and above is good out of 5, right? 4.25 is slightly better, but nothing that. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, the best thing ever. None of these beers were the
Denny,
best.
you're the best iteration though, right? There's the guys that only rate them like 1 star that are like jerks.
Yeah.
And I'm joking. Like you're the okay. My brother, I'll compare you to my brother, who I love to death. My brother, I don't ask him about decisions about design or like what things look like anymore because he loves everything. And he's like, "Oh my god, that's so good. That looks great." Like I could show him like probably a turd, and he would just love it because I made it or because he loves me or it's like you're that kind of guy.
Because you made it.
And he's just like 4.25. 4.25. It's beer. This is amazing.
And in this light, it's incredible.
Well,
the golden hour.
See, thank God. Look, 4.25. They like that.
Yeah. Well, it was above average. It was above average.
Good.
All of them were above average. But the artworks were great. I liked the artworks. Okay, Kris, Joel. I don't want to keep you there too late, so we're going to wrap this show up. But before we wrap the show up, we always want to give a chance to raise our glass to people who like to raise a glass to. So you know what, Joel? Since you are our guest, is there anyone special tonight you'd like to raise a glass to give you thanks? Who's helped you out?
Who's helped me out? That's a great question.
Dan,
you put
Charlie?
me on the spot. You put me on the spot. You put me on the spot a little bit. Well, I'm trying to think of the help. All right. The one person who I can say, like, even though it doesn't always go smoothly, right? Your GC is kind of integral. Your general contractor is integral to your project in some form or fashion. And at the end of the day, I found a GC who was at least honest with me and broke it down for me and was a good value add person to this project. And it's Pete Mortellaro, G&M Contracting. Did things go perfectly? No. And he'll be the first to tell you too. But he did a good job of managing it. And I was happy to have his help. And I think that if I could think of a partner that I wouldn't be here without, it's kind of him. Right. Okay. Like, so I think he did a great job. Like let's raise a glass to Pete. Thank you.
Cheers,
Pete. Appreciate you.
Cheers, Pete.
Good job.
All right, Kris, how about you?
Well, I always love to raise a glass to the folks that we can have come on and chat with us. So Joel, thank you for joining us this evening and taking a half day with us.
No problem.
Yeah. As I'm right there with you, buddy. Mondays are usually my days off and I was at work today. But yeah, thank you for coming on with us, man. We love having you with us. And Denny, who would you like to raise a glass to this evening?
All right. First, I'll raise my glass to our Patreon toast tonight goes to Miss Tara Carlson. Thank you for your support. And my second toast, also, I want to toast Joel too. Thank you for coming on. We really, I do really enjoy chatting with you. I was looking forward to catching up because I didn't realize, I thought it was like a year ago we chatted, but it turns out it was 2 years ago last time we were on the air together. So it's good to have you back and talk about your new venue. And I'm excited for you. And I want to see it prosper and do well. And my last toast, well, my next last toast goes out to Trek Brewing, our buddy John Ream, co-host from the early years. Trek Brewing turned 5 years old. Can you believe Trek is 5 already?
I still haven't been there.
Yeah, come on, Kris. You make a trip back to Ohio and visit.
For what?
John. But cheers to Trek Brewing and John.
As my friend Shorzy would say, for what?
For what? To go see Amanda.
Okay, fair enough.
And Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. And my last toast goes out to all the servicemen and women out there, because being a former serviceman, I want to raise my glass and thank all those who have served and are currently serving in our U.S. military services. Have one more drink. Protecting our freedoms. Thank you for all your service, which you do, and allowing Kris and I and Joel to get on here and talk about beer, open up our venues, and et cetera. We hope you're able to return home safely to your families very soon.
Yes,
and
God bless America.
Yes. And Kris, why don't you go ahead and raise a glass to our sponsor?
So we want to raise a glass to the folks over at Tin Tackers, the provider of sweet metal beer signs that will make your walls happy. Tin Tackers has a vast selection of embossed aluminum beer signs, perfect for your garage, home bar, or man cave. They have the biggest selection with the best prices. They also have a mini Tacker of the Month club, a club just for craft beer lovers who collect tin tackers. A surprise in your mailbox every month. Visit their website at tintackers.com and use the promo code TAPTHECRAFT at checkout to save 10% on your entire order and to let them know we sent you. I broke up, didn't I?
What's that promo code again?
Tap the Craft.
Yeah, what was the promo code again? Promo code, what was it? And how much
Tap the Craft. 10% off your entire order.
Okay.
And to let them know we sent you. Maybe I can get a promo code for some good internet, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Listen, what's her name? Who just donated on Patreon? Who was it? What was her name? Tell me her name again.
Tara.
I'm calling Frontier tomorrow.
Tara just paid for your... Tara, thank you very much. You're very kind. And Kris is going to take that money and get some new internet. Check.
Yeah, I'll need to send some money to Kris. All right. You can find the beers and a link to Joel's new venue on our show notes, located on the show post at captaincraft.com. Do you have a website or anything, Joel?
So right now I have trellis.pub. I am Joel at trellis.pub. It is not .pub.com. It is literally .pub. So it is Joel at trellis.pub. You can contact me. You can see our website. Our website just kind of forwards to our untapped tap list for right now, but we will obviously be improving that as well.
Excellent. All right. I'll put that in the show notes. And it is last call. It's time to bring the show to a close. We want to thank you for downloading and listening. We ask you to please tell a friend. And of course, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. And as a reminder, we release a new episode every 2 weeks. Now go out there and spread the good word of craft beer.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Well, if I can